Got this yesterday. So this, guys, is the new electric skateboard controller. Well, hopefully I'm going to be able to use it. It's like really nice and compact, and it's one of the reasons I like it is that it's got this micro USB port on the bottom for charging. This is the old controller, and it's just horrible quality. It rattles. It feels really light and plasticky, and it uses like I think it's like a mini USB. Like the old style ones, and it's a pain because you never got those hanging around, and also they're like extra long, and because it has to go in through that hole and then actually meet the connector inside. It's just really badly designed. Other thing I did as well is I dropped this on its switch the other day, and it's basically knackered the on-off switch, so it's not going to be very good. This is a nice little bit of kit. It comes with a receiver as well, which is so small. You can believe how small that actually is. That's like a bind plug for just pairing it up. But yeah, I'm going to whack it in the skateboard and see if it see how well it works. It's a nice design though. Really like that. Skateboard will have to wait till later. Got something else to do. A little bit of off-roading.
Whoa, that's really deep.
Flipping heck, that is really deep. I was like worrying a little bit for a minute. This is like a proper green lane. It's really narrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should have come down it. We're somewhere near the end of the runway of Stansted Airport. Coming up to a road now. I'm not going to explain what that was all about, but it wasn't just like an off-road adventure for just fun. Sushi. That was for later. Gonna get some lunch now. This is the result of our little escapade. Never done any sort of off-roading in this thing. Typical Range Rover driver, I suppose. Crazy skies. Any excuse for a ride. Right, let's have a look at this receiver then. There's the receiver. So we've got a switch on the SC. You can see the receiver light flash. Yeah, it did that. Press and hold the bind button on the remote and then turn the remote on. You have to put the bind plug in as well. So put the bind plug in there. It's flashing now, see it? Turn this on, but you have to switch on the SC, press and hold the bind button on the remote and then turn the remote on. You should notice the transmitter go from flashing red to solid red. That's what it's doing. Once you see a solid red light, you know that the two are binded together. Please pull out the bind plug. Alright, let's pull out the bind plug. Nothing's happening. There's me thinking I'll probably be able to just put the receiver in, it would work. Looks like I'm going to have to reprogram the VESC. Bent brake lever, new brake lever. So the bent brake lever on this side, I've just taken it off using the circular pliers. I'll show you what I did. On this side you've got, this is a brake that's actually alright. Under here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little circlip. You've got to take that off. Once you take that off, that little bolt slides out. But you've got to undo this little Allen key nut as well. So I've transferred all the screws from the old lever and put them on the new lever. I'm just going to stick it on the bike now. Just got to tighten that little one up. You're supposed to put that little circlip back on the bottom, but I don't know. I'm going to put it back on, but I don't really see the point because that's actually clamped in at the top by a little Allen key bolt. So there you go, all done. What happened the other day, I was just trying to do some like tests because I had a little bit of a vibration in the motor. I was trying to work out what was going on. So I was trying to spin the bike up like at a low speed just by like picking the back of the bike up, and it all just went wrong, and I ended up grabbing the throttle and then pulling the throttle back, and the bike hit the floor, and I kind of went over the top of the bike and landed on top of it. So it wasn't good. It landed on the throttle grip. Obviously it smacked the end of that and it bent the brake lever as well, so that's why I've just had to do that. But yeah, it's a bit of a pain really, and it just makes you realise how powerful these things are. Like that was on the lowest power setting as well, and yeah, it's not good at all. So when you're messing around with these bikes, guys, be really careful because you know some of the stuff isn't really kind of up to kind of motorcycle level yet, and like the safety of it isn't as good. Like the throttle control is so loose that even if you just like, you know, catch it, it's going to launch the bike off. So I've been looking into better throttles, more sort of motorcycle like ones, which, you know, are a lot stiffer and a lot more kind of robust. You're less likely to kind of catch it, but you need to make sure you've got all your fail safes and stuff like that sorted out because this stuff is dangerous, guys. All right, back to the skateboard then. I've got the VESC programming software on the Mac here. I just re-downloaded it because I had it on my other computer. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with this little receiver then. I haven't tried it on this laptop, so I don't even know if it's going to work. It's got this silly little dongle in the side. Right, I got it to work. I had to use another USB lead, and I just swapped out the silly dongle that I've got for another silly dongle. It's all connected to the VESC, and it says connected down here as well. Right, guys, I think I might have figured this out. I've gone into app configuration up here, and then gone into PPM, which is obviously the controlling settings for the little receiver, or whatever receiver you got connected to it. And I've ticked this little display thing here, and before it was, well, I don't know what this was set to, but basically these numbers here were obviously wrong. So what I've done initially is got the controller and just gone full back, and then put the reading in here, 1.09. Didn't even see that, it's quite greyed out. 1.09, and I've put that in minimum pulse width. And then what I did it the other way around, and if you obviously push it up, it's gonna start the motor up. But when you do it on maximum, it goes up to 2.16. So I've put 2.16 in there, and it looks, I mean, you can't tell because you've got this current setting on here, so the wheel's just going to spin regardless because there's no load on it. But it looks like the braking's actually working, because if you get going and then pull back slightly, you get a brake there. But if you also spin it up a little bit further and then hammer it back, you get a quite a violent stop on the motor. So, and then when you've got that pulled backwards, you can feel the amount of pressure there is on the motor there, so it's obviously doing something. So I think I'll just put it back together now and then give it a go and see if it works. But yeah, it's weird that I had to kind of work it out because I don't think there was any other videos showing you how to do that. But I think it's basically all down to this ppm width, just calibrating it so that it's actually in the right position. Seems like it's going to work. The only way to truly know is to take it out for a little try. I'm going to whip this old receiver out as well while I'm here. Another little bit of maintenance I've done is just stuck the battery down using a bit of this tape just to make sure it doesn't move around. I was getting a rattle from somewhere. I think it might have been the battery rattling up and down, but you can see actually how weatherproof this enclosure is, even though it's not sealed, because you've got like a little wall here And then obviously in the front you can see where the water has gone in, splashing in the front, but it hasn't really gone much further than that. Hasn't actually gone into the battery area, so that's actually pretty good. Considering it's not sealed, it's lasted the whole winter, basically riding it in a bit of rain as well. So yeah, quite impressed with that. It's back together. Let's give it a go. Brakes are definitely better. I've changed the settings on the brakes, made them a little bit stronger as well. That's stopping a lot better. This is so much nicer to use than the other one. Yeah, the progressive braking is working quite nicely as well. Just a little bit, feather a little bit on, and then full power. Yeah, this is a massive improvement. This better control combined with like the uprated settings on the vest, it's a lot better. It's got a lot more brake. It's actually, you can feel it cogging the belt a little bit. Might have to stick a new belt on there as well. Well, there's a delay between the brake coming in then. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not good, whatever that was. Just wanted to pile on full throttle for some reason. Something's not quite right. Wow, it's almost that time again. It's almost that time of year again when I finish the vlogs outside. Oh, it's been a while since I've done that. Looks like there's a bit of a fog on. Anyway, by the way, the skateboard. Yeah, I played around with some more settings, and yeah, I did improve it quite a bit. I've turned the power down because it was nuts. The acceleration was just crazy. I had it set to like 80 amps, and it was just nuts. So I've put it back down to 60, but there's still something not quite right on the controller. When you go to full throttle, I don't know, something happens. It's almost like it holds on to it a little bit too long. Because when you put it back to the middle position, it just still keeps going for a while, and it just doesn't feel stable. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at it again and see what happens. But that is the end of the video. Catch you later.